Hi.
Hello.
For the first time in forever. Which is like 2 seconds ago, literally.
Too much singing for one day, isn't it? I think they're going
It is,
to log off. Rationalising the denominator?
Let's.
I think there's a question similar. Yeah? So let's do it. Let's do it.
So what do they mean, sir? What do they want from us?
Well, we don't like... We say a simplified surd doesn't have a surd in the denominator.
Right.
Is that right?
I'm sure they'll get it.
Well, you shouldn't have a surd in the denominator,
girls.
isn't it?
Yes,
so we've got a root
not.
8, and therefore you have to do something called rationalising, which gets rid of it.
Let's.
You're like looking at me as if I'm weird. I thought that was
you're not
textbook
at all.
answer. I'm not weird, but no. Thank you for reassuring me on that one. All right, so we're going to rationalise the denominator.
Let's. So what should I multiply by, sir, in order to get rid of the, what do you call it, the surd from the denominator?
Well, normally you multiply by the surd, but this time it's being added to 5. So to get rid of it, you have to do the opposite. There's a word for it, actually. I forgot. But it's in this case, you're going to times the top and bottom by 5 minus root 8.
Yes, and let's see what happens. So we're multiplying by the same numbers, but with the opposite sign in between for denominator. So I want to times by 5 minus root 8, and obviously do the same thing to the numerator. All right, so let's see what we get for numerator, shall we? I'm just going to write them out. So I'm going to go 3 plus root 2 bracket, 5 minus root 8 bracket. And for denominator, I'm just going to write this again. 5 plus root 8, 5 minus root 8. So let's see how we can simplify.
It's a very big fraction line there, miss.
I know, I'm very tempted to erase it, but if I do, the whole fraction line is going to go. So then I have to redraw it. So it was an internal battle with myself.
I think it looked better the first time. No joke.
No, I'm pretty certain the girls in their heads are like, erase that fraction, it's just too long.
Better?
Yes.
All right, so it's literally expanding a double bracket with surds, isn't it, this question?
So let's do it. For numerator, we're going to go 3 times 5, 15. Sir, can you keep an eye on me? Because you know my multiplication and expansion skills are not what they used to be in my youth. But yeah, that sounds right. So minus... So 3 times minus root 8 is minus 3 root 8. And then root 2 times 5, they're both positive, so plus 5 root 2.
Yep.
And then root 2 times root 8. We've got a plus and a minus, so that's going to be a minus.
So what could we do here?
Root 2 times root 8 is root 16.
Yeah. And why does root 16 look good?
Because it's a perfect square.
Nice.
16 is a perfect square.
So that should work out, isn't it?
So that should work out. And actually, as I was expanding this, I noticed that we've got this root 8 here, which can be simplified.
We've got simplify, so yeah.
But shall we look at the denominator as well?
Let's do it.
I've got a, can I call it a shortcut to expand this?
Call it what you want.
So I always square the first number. So I go 5 squared, and I square the third, so the square root of 8 squared is 8, and I take them away.
I'm nodding, I'm saying yes.
Yes, good, great. But if you're not comfy with this, so this works all the time if you've got the same numbers but opposite signs in the brackets. If you're not comfy with this, just do 5 times 5, 25, 5 times minus, blah, 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 blah.
It's like the difference of 2 squares, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so we're doing 25 minus 8 on denominator. And let's see what we can simplify. So we still got the 15. Can we have a closer look at the 3 root 8? So that's like saying 3 times, and the root 8 is the same thing as saying root 4 times root 2, which is 2 root 2.
Simplified.
Yeah. So if I times my 3 by the root 8, which is now 2 root 2, I'm going to get a 6 root 2. So this is here. Okay, so instead of saying 3 root 8, I'm going to say 6 root 2.
And what do we notice about our surds now?
We can collect them because they're like terms.
So root 2, isn't it?
Yep. And then we said earlier that root 16 is 4. And then 25 take away 8, is that 17?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's get the calculator out.
No, it is, because I was just looking at the answer in
That's the only way we don't have to
confirmed.
leave 25 minus 8. We only knew because it says so in the answer.
Yes, and that's the caliber of teachers that teach you guys.
Yeah. I feel proud. All right, so top.
So let's collect some like terms. We're doing 15, take away 4 is 11.
Because it says so in the answer.
Because it says so in the answer. So, but you have to do these things. And then minus 6 plus 5, sir, is...
I don't know, let me just check the top.
Check the answer.
So it says minus root 2.
Yeah,
so I think I'm going with that. I'm going with minus root 2.
Sounds about right, minus root 2.
Wow.
And let's copy down the 17. Because that's what it says in the answer, and we're done.
And then done. All good?
Done.
Rationalised. Bam.
Nice. All right, see you guys pretty shortly. I have a
Are we doing one more?
suspicion. Yeah,
All right, let's do one more.